Welcome to the Ash Design tutorial. Today we're going to be working on some holiday cards and customizing those, and we'll work on using clipping masks to insert our pictures. But before we start, I thought I'd show you the website. You can see right now I'm on ashdesign.com. This is our primary website, and you can find all of our templates here. Use this navigation down the left hand side right here. You'll notice the first one is our $5 Friday, so if you haven't seen our $5 Friday sales, you'll for sure want to check those out. As I mentioned, we're going to work on some holiday cards today, so I'm going to come down here to holidays. I'll click on that link. This page may change as we add images, designs. A lot of them come to the top, but today we're going to use this top shelf design. So you can purchase the top shelf Christmas card right here. And when you purchase this, it comes with all of these templates in the design to do these die cut cards in the 5x5 and 5x7 size. And then as I scroll down, you can also do the press printed cards in the 5x7. You can do them flat front and back, or you can do them folded cards, and this one happens to be a vertical card. And then we also have photo cards, which you can print anywhere. It's the 4x8 slimline, a 5x7, which is just a 5x7 print, as well as the 4x6 and the 5x5. So when you buy a design, you have a lot of options. When you print with a printer, there's a lot of different price points with all of these to fit all of your different customers' budgets. So today we're going to be working in Photoshop. All of the Ash Design templates are fully layered Photoshop PSD files, so you'll need Photoshop or Photoshop Elements. I've already opened the 5x5 scalloped square front and the scalloped square back, which we can see right here. So this is the back of our card. And I've opened up 3 images that we're going to use. We're going to start on the front side, so I'm going to show you that again. Before I go any farther, I want to give a special thank you to Morgan Photography. All of the images I'm going to use in today's tutorial come from Morgan Photography. The first thing that we're going to do is find the image that we want on our front, and that's these 2 kids. And so I'm going to drag them over to my front file, and I'm going to drop them right here. Now, when this picture comes in, it's big and it's over everything, and what I want to do is clip this into my photo layer. Now, my photo layer is not matched up with my picture, so I'm going to have to drag this down and find my photo layer, and right there, they're together. Now, I'm going to want to clip this layer into my photo layer. That's this black layer that reads photo layer. Now, I'm on a Mac, I normally use my Option key, and I look for those 2 little circles, and if I click my mouse right now, those layers would be clipped together, and that image would be inside that box. Now, if you are not on a Mac, or if you don't know how to do that, you can also go to your layer, and you can choose Create Clipping Mask, and it's going to do the same thing. It's going to put that image right into that black box for us, and there we go. Now, this image is just a little bit too big for the photo spot I have here, so I'm going to need to transform the size of it. Again, I'm working on a Mac. I normally do a Command T to transform the size. On a PC, you can use Control T. You can also go up here to Edit and down to Free Transform, and it's going to put, you can see these boxes around it. If I use the boxes, I definitely go from a corner and hold the Shift key, but most of the time I just use these percentages right up here. So I'm going to change this to 80%, and I want it to stay in proportion, so I'm going to hit this little lock key, and that will keep my proportions the same. And as soon as that resizes this, I can then move my picture around to see how it's going to fit in my box here. And once I'm happy with how my picture looks and where it's sitting, I want to keep this pretty big. Scoot them down just a little bit more. There we go. Just a little bit, and then once I like where I have this positioned, I'm just going to hit my enter or return key to set that, and that's going to set that image right there. Now, at this point, once that finishes the transformation, I've finished the front of my card. I don't want to make any more changes to this card right now, but there is something that I need to do before I print. If I have not shown this to my customer yet and I'm trying to make a sale, I will save 1 copy the way it is right now to show them what it looks like with the scalloped edges. But very important, before you print, there's this layer highlighted in yellow on the side that says Guide Shut Off Before Printing. So you'll need to make sure that you click this I, which takes that guide layer off, and this is the file that you're going to want to save for printing. So while I might save one with that on to show a customer, I'm definitely going to turn it off, save it as a JPEG, and this is what I'm going to upload to my Rose system for that die cut card. Now we're going to move over to the back, so I'm going to show you this is the back of the card. We're going to play a little bit with the back of the card, but first we're going to stick our images in. The first image I'm going to do is the little girl, and I want her in the photo box 1. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this layer in my layers palette, and you can tell that this layer is selected because of the blue color back there. Now I'm going to find my picture of the little girl, and I'm going to drag her over to the back of my card. Now when I do this, because I started with the photo layer selected, they're right next to each other, so I can go ahead and clip just as I did before. So for me, I'm going to do the Option and my mouse key with those little circles, and it's going to clip her picture right in to that photo 1 box. And now I'm going to have to transform the size of this one again, so I'm going to use the Command T. Again, if you're on a PC, it's a Control T. I like to use these boxes at the top. I'm going to take this one down to about 30%. Again, make sure I keep my proportions the same. And then once this resizes, I'm going to move her right up here into my photo box. And once I'm happy with how she's sitting in that box, I'm just going to hit the Enter or Return key to set that image. Once that transformation is complete, I'm going to come back over here to my layers palette. I'm going to hit photo 2, and I'm going to do the same thing with my little boy. Take his picture, drag him to the back, and then I'm going to go ahead and just clip him into this layer. I'm using the Option key. Again, you can go up to Layer and use Clip to. And then I'm going to transform, Command T or Control T. We'll start at about 30% again and see where that gets us. Keep my proportions the same. And then I'm going to drag him up here into my box and see how he fits. It's hard to see. In his picture, he has some little Christmas lights too, and I would like to get a couple of those in. So I'm going to play around a little with fitting him into this box a little bit smaller. There we go. Once I have him positioned where I'd like, I do the same thing. I just hit my Enter or Return, and that sets him in there. And then at this point, I can be done again, or I can do some further customization. I'm going to show you a few additional options that you can do. You can always change the fonts. So at the top up here, it says Happy Holidays. If the customer would rather it say Merry Christmas, you can just type that in. I just double-clicked this T to highlight the text up there, and then I typed in the words that I wanted, so now it says Merry Christmas across the top. You can do the same down here where it says Love the Bennett Family. I might change that to say, I'm just going to double-click the T again. It's going to highlight the text. All our love the Morgans. And once that text updates, that's what that looks like. And then I could be done at this point. Again, I would save one copy like this to be able to show the customer this is what it's going to look like. But if I'm going to print, I'm going to click that I off, Guide Shut Off Before Printing. I'm going to save my JPEG like this, and that's what I'm going to upload to Rose. Make sure you do not upload the one with the scalloped edges around it. Because all of these templates are fully layered PSD files, you can make additional changes. You can change out the backgrounds. There is a tutorial on using papers. You could use papers in this template. I'm going to make a few more subtle changes. I'm going to go down here to this very bottom background. This layer right here that I've highlighted in blue, that's actually this black damask layer down here. Now if I want to change the color of this from black, I can do that. I already have a gray silver down here, and then I'm just going to grab my paintbrush tool and I'm just going to paint the color of that to that silver, kind of to match the icon that we have here in our ribbon. And once that paint's over, you'll just see how that changes the color. Now another thing I can do, if I wanted to take the design off the front, I can just click this eye on the pattern overlay and I could make it a solid color down there. And so those are just a few ways that you can play with these designs and change them to meet the looks and feel that you want. Again, special thanks to Morgan Photography for using all of their photos, and you can get this template and all of our templates at ashdesign.com. This was the top shelf templates from our holiday card designs. And last but not least, please remember to shut off these guide layers before you save the JPEG that you're going to upload to Rose. You don't want to upload it with that layer on. I hope this was a helpful tutorial for you. We appreciate your feedback. Enjoy the holidays. Best of luck.